Hey friends, I'm Wendy Breakstone, and today I want to dive into this tool that I've been testing for the past couple days called Manus AI. It's a really cool, interesting tool that I think pairs nicely with ChatGPT. It doesn't replace ChatGPT, and ChatGPT doesn't do the same features as Manus AI. So I want to kind of go into what I'm loving and a couple of the early use cases I've used for Manus and see if this is something that might be worth your time and energy to test out. So before we dive into looking at Manus, I just want to tell you, if you're not familiar with me, hi, my name is Wendy Breakstone. I am an AI marketer and custom GPT strategist for online coaches, program creators, and service-based providers. And what I do is I help you build high impact, high earning potential custom GPTs so that you can sell more, support your clients better, and scale faster with less work. And whether you want to elevate your existing programs or courses, or you want to learn how to build GPTs as a service, I am going to help you do that. So let's talk first about Manus AI. And here's what you need to know. When you go to manus.im, they position this as an AI agent. So you can ask it to do something instead of just using its large language model that's built into it to make educated guesses about what you want, like ChatGPT. It actually goes out and does the work for you. It creates its own task list and to-do list, and then it goes through it step by step. And along the way, it's creating working documents for you, Google Docs, spreadsheets, stuff like that, depending on what your specific needs are. Now, I've used it in the past couple of days. It just came out of like the private closed beta. And so now you actually can purchase it. It's $39 a month. This is the one that I'm trying, and you get 3,900 credits. Now, when you log in to subscribe, you're actually going to need to sign up to their private beta. You fill out a form, and then immediately you'll get a email notification that says you can join, and then it'll bring you back to this page. And from there, you can buy into it. It also, as of the time of this recording, gave me 1,000 extra credits to play around with. Besides the two pricing models that are, pretty distinct in levels, right? You can, if you do this lower end package, you can buy additional credits for a relatively low price. So you don't have to commit to the higher one if you exceed your minimum threshold for the month. So now let's go inside of it, and I'll show you some of the tasks that I've had it perform for me over the past 2 days. Now, in addition to having Manus open, I also have my Copywriter Pro open, which is my customized GPT that's programmed directly for me over in ChatGPT, because I'm moving information back and forth, right? Some of the information in the copywriting and the messaging and the early on of the project I'm doing in ChatGPT, and then I've said, okay, now let's see where Manus can take it. So let me give you a real-time example of that. You can see here that I want to update my existing masterclass. And one of the things that I want to do to it is add more communication in it around the builders, those people who want to use GPTs as a service and offer it to make more money, because let's face it, it is a huge opportunity right now. So let me just show you kind of what I did and then what I got. I basically uploaded the deck as a PDF, and I said, hey, I want to update this deck and expand on it for my new target audience, or for my expanded target audience, which is people who want to create new income streams by building GPTs for others and offering GPTs as a service. So you can see here that it said basically, great, I'll help you do that. And then it starts to do some things that we're not used to seeing, because typically this is not what ChatGPT does. So first, it knows that it needs to examine the slides. And you can see here that it's kind of organized like a to-do list. And it went down its own to-do list and checked the boxes as it went. So I can kind of see here, and a lot of it is in code that I don't understand or even care to look at. And then as it starts to go deeper and deeper and deeper, it now finally says, and it takes a little bit of time. This isn't instantaneous like ChatGPT. It takes a little bit of patience. But what I love about it is that it's going exponentially deeper than what we're normally used to getting out of ChatGPT, which again is a large language model. It's making a very highly educated guess on what we want the response to be. And most of the time it's right? But this is a whole nother level, my friend. So I don't want you to think like, oh, can I get rid of my ChatGPT, or oh, does this replace it? The answer is no. I think ultimately we're probably going to be using more things like this. And now you may be saying to yourself like, ooh, do I really want to pay another $39 a month? But it's like, well, what can this do for you for $39 a month that a VA that you would pay maybe 10 times that amount per month would do for you, right? And so you think about it in terms of this is actually an amazing project manager, but that has that capability of really going step by step by step by step without you having to tell it, much like you would with a human, right? Okay, so it says that it's reviewed it, it's looked at all of it, and it says now it's going to create the content. So now you can see it started to update some of the slides, blah, blah, blah. I've completed the updates. After analyzing your presentation, I prepared a detailed implementation instructions. So now this is what's really cool. It's created 4 documents for me to review: the updated slides, the design guidelines, final implementation instructions. So when I click on this, now you see over here that I've got this third panel over here on this right side, and this is what it's created from this instruction panel. So let me just show you what it did. It takes the original and then it starts to tell me like, add this bullet point in, and it writes it for me. So it's telling me based on the analysis that it did, what and where. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides that it updated. And then it gives me this additional enhancement. So it's now starting to give me some more ideas. It's starting to show me other slides that I could potentially update. So it's very elaborate. And then I can click this button and download it. Now I can also look at the other documentation that it's given me. I can flip through them with these little arrows up here and go through all of them. I'm going to close this and go back here. And that is all it did for me. And that is going to be great. So it really performed what I asked it to do. Now, let me show you one other example that I think is really interesting. I asked it to help me work out a YouTube video series. So here's where I started, and I think this is kind of cool. So I gave it my 75 plus ways to use custom GPTs to make more money. And what I did is I said, hey, I'm expanding my audience. So originally my audience has really been focused on people who want to integrate custom GPTs into their programs and offers to double enrollments. And now this community is really starting to raise their hands, the builder community, I call it, and say, hey, can I build for other people? This concept of GPTs as a service. And so what I want to do is I want to create a YouTube channel with 6 to 10 minute videos, so not super long. And I asked it to turn the blueprint into a series of videos and give me a dozen ideas. It starts to analyze it. It goes through all of it step by step. Like you can see, it's reading. It's a long PDF. So this took time. This was not a one and done. This wasn't 2 minutes. This was like 15 minutes. Depending on the complexities of it, it can take a day. It can take 3 hours, right? This was not that complex. But let me just show you. As I keep scrolling down, I can see here that it's created that to-do list for itself. It is following its own to-do list, which I love. Because the reality is that this is kind of a cool SOP also. So there's a couple things I could do with this. Number one is I could drop this over into my SOP library and keep track of it. I can feed it back into Manus or ChatGPT or into any other program that I want to use this SOP structure because it's very good, right? And the other thing I can do with it is I can turn it into a custom GPT. That's a totally different video, but let me just keep going here and stay on track. Okay, so now it says that it's completed the tasks. It gives me the strategy outline, and you can see now each video concept is designed to be 6 to 10 minutes, perfect for YouTube while providing actionable value for my audience. The series naturally builds. It's so good. This is just so good. Like it really went so much deeper and thought about it from how people should be using YouTube, right? So let's just click in. You can see it gave me the high value topics. This is so amazing. Like, what I'm going to do with this is download it all, put it into one gigantic document for myself, and then I'll have it all in one place so I can edit it and iterate on it. And then from here, what I'd probably do is bring it back over to my ChatGPT. And after I build the one document, I would probably build myself a custom GPT that can communicate with me directly about this structure and these videos that I need to create. I could also do it in a project potentially. TBD on that. Okay, so it gives me the high value topics. It gives me the individual concepts. So episode 1, what are custom GPTs? Awesome. Episode 2, 3, so it goes on and on. This is so good. It starts to give me some ideas about what I could potentially call it if I wanted to call it like a series. It is so amazing. Okay, so this is kind of the next level for my own work. Now, again, if you are doing much more analytical stuff, the sky's the limit, right? This is where we really start to see these AI agents become good use cases and true virtual assistants and partners and task rabbits for us. So let me go back over here to Manus. Again, I just want to scroll back up, and I highly recommend that you watch this because I think it's interesting. Again, you can see here that it's giving us some ideas, data analysis. The next thing I'm going to try is to feed in all of my bookkeeping stuff and have it do an analysis of all of my expenses for me. I think that's going to be really cool. I think that that would be a really good use case. So I want to know if you're thinking that you might try this. Again, it is $39 a month. I think it's a great tool to partner and pair with ChatGPT, and especially if you are going to be thinking about creating your own custom GPTs as workhorses for yourself, this content here is the fuel and the knowledge information that those custom GPTs need. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and please pass it along to somebody else that you think would be interested in this particular topic. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.